Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Gold Report for Monday, September 6, and this is a monthly long-term chart here for gold. So just to have a look at the bigger picture here, and so from my point of view, looking at this as wave 3 and 4 here, and going up for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and going up for wave 5 through here, that would take us anywhere into 2000. Well, normally group 1 it will find resistance at. So the top of group 1 is 2,300, and it can stop anywhere in between that space. It can even go above that, but not find support on that level. If it found support on that level, then it's not going to come back to the 2000 at that point. It would continue to move up. So obviously we all have opinions about things, but in terms of what I can see here is that we would see another large ABC pattern here before heading higher at that point. Now, what we can do about being right, because these are just opinions, so what we can do though, after because we're tracking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, once we get 5 waves in this move up through here and we get to the top of the 5 waves, well, we're going to have some sort of correction anyway, aren't we? So we may just come back to here and then extend up higher at that point. But I don't know that. This ABC would be the normal pattern. So this is the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC pattern. So we go over this a fair bit. So this is it here, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC pattern, and then back on the level and up. So, that's what I would normally expect in this long-term view here. But all we can do is, obviously there's, when you get gold and Bitcoin and the like, you get a strong following, a passionate following from them, and they all want to see it, move up, and, it's a very emotional sort of journey. But I need to be level-headed, and, I need to say that, well, once we get 5 waves moving here, and we get to the top, all I can say is, well, it's going to turn at this point and come down. Now, how far it will come down and what it will do, I don't know, you don't know, but if we do see something like a little simple ABC pattern like that, and then we take out that top of the B wave there, well, then we'll be going up at that point, and then we'll be on the long side at that point. That's really, that's as truthful as I can get the situation, So that said, let's just move into the weekly chart, because this particular pattern here, we're looking at it as a triangle or a irregular flat, and this would be it here. And yeah, once again, obviously we've all got opinions about what this pattern could be, but as always, we really need to not get lost in our opinions, because they can cost us. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, so we really just need to wait for the evidence as such. So on the triangle side of things, we've got an A and a B and a C and a D wave, and then an E wave here. So this E wave can pull back, quite low, because when you're working with triangles, they don't always respect the 61.8% or the 50%. They can go to 80% and 90%, all sorts of things. So this low here was really, this is a CFD platform. And as I say, it's very difficult to trust CFD providers because they make their own market. So if you've got a platform that's made a new low here, COMEX Futures and COMEX Spot didn't make a new low below here. So if your platform has made a new low here, then you'll be working with the market maker, and a market maker needs to make their own market, which is an excuse to take all the stops out at this particular point, and so on and so on. So yeah, but if you're going to trade with a bucket shop, well then you need to know how they play. So a bucket shop's just a term from the 1930s, where people would, Jesse Livermore and that would go, they got banned from them. It's just like counting cards in the casino. If you're good at it, you're going to be banned, I mean, it's, where's the law in that, Anyway, we got the triangle, and we got the irregular flat, which is just the A, the B, and the C. And if it's just the A, B, C, we're just going to keep on climbing up through here. So at some point, you know, it's going to become obvious that it's the irregular flat, and at some point it's going to be obvious that it's the triangle. Because it's high up here, emotionally we think that it's just going to keep on going. So you need to be careful and keep yourself in check about these things. It's very emotional, especially when you got money in the market. You go up and down with your money in the markets. So where are we going to go first today? Let's go to the triangle pattern. So I think that's here, and in this case, we don't have a, you know, because, well, to be honest, we didn't really get a nice, like, here we could look at 3 waves and go, okay, well, that's obvious, you know, but here, that could have been an impulse wave, you know, if it made another high. So this one here is not that obvious in terms of its ABC to the upside, but we do need to go in and investigate how it can be counted and take it from there. So, you know, I'm pretty clear on the fact that, pretty clear that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've been through this on the intraday. We've gone through every little bit. It's a little bit dodgy where this wave 4 can go, but we're still left with that top there. So wave A here, wave B here, and this is all a little bit dodgy as well. We've done our best with it, and we've done the, you know, we've done the right thing. I mean, one of the important things here is that we're at a minor level 8 here, I call it, and 8's the third strongest number, and we have migrated from being resistance to being support here, you know, that sort of line in the sand there. I have counted this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 across here. You could probably put wave 4 here, or you could put it over here. It's also a little bit debatable. If you put it here, then the top is in place, right? If you put wave 4 there, then we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, another little move to the upside there. So we can have a closer look at this on the 2-hour chart. So as wave 4 being here, then we'll have 5 waves there, and we could put that in there like that. But if we're going to count it with, this is the wave 4, and I think it's just good to, you know, shoot the breeze here a little bit. It makes a nice case for a triangle for wave 4, you know, an A, B, C, D, E or something. But anyway, we'll just chill a little bit. One of the things that I wanted to also look at is we've got over here, we've got 1800, which is a minor level. Then these are the sub levels 1, 2, and 3 here. So the 1830 is the top of subgroup 1. So if we get a nice tested support on that, there's a good case for going higher at that point. If we fail to find support here, then we'll drift down. And what I normally find, if we've been trading above here and the number 2 here, the 1820 becomes the pivot within group 1, becomes the retested resistance, then it's likely we're going to be pulled down to this number here, down to the 18, which may or may not be the end of the world. But if we take this here, you know, on the more bullish count, kind of looking at this now, if we look at that there, then we've got the 50-60% retracement level to that point. So all of this here could be just up for 1 there and back for 2 again. So that means that we could copy that there as wave 2 and put that there, and then have wave 1 sitting up here for this as well. Do you know what I mean? So these 5 waves here, as ugly as they are, be wave 1 and 2 of a thing building up. So a couple of things here. You know, as I mentioned, it's going to take some time to get all of this, and it's still an iffy case of which is which. So we can have wave D top in here for this, like that, or we can have one more high here and have wave D sitting here. So we're not going to know for a little while. We're still going to have to, you know, even if it was bullish, then we'd still have to wait for this wave 1 and 2 to come back, because after 5 waves, there's an ABC correction. So yeah, let's, you know, and the way that we would go along here, just by the way, is that I'll just draw it up here. Let's just say that down here we get a pattern, we get a corrective. This could also be bearish at this point and come down through here as well, but it's this AB or wave 2 here. It's this top here that we can go long on when it comes into play from the top here as an ABC coming down for wave 2. So that's it in a nutshell. But coming back to our irregular flat pattern that we've been working. So we know we got 5 waves. Was it to this point? I have to go check. And then up to here. So we need to move in here and have a closer look at this on the. We can look at it. We will look at it on the tick chart as well. But okay, yeah, that was it. So we got wave 4 here. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for wave 1. Let's just expand this up a little bit. So we've got the minor level 8 here. We've got subgroup 2. So we've got major levels, then medium levels, then minor levels, then sub levels, and then micro levels. So it breaks it down using the Fibonacci as a price ratio. That's what it's based on. You can go to TradingLounge.com and there's a free course there on it. Just a basic free course for free on that thing. But yeah, so I mean, looks like a nice wave 4 here. I mean, I'm always sort of curious if this was actually from here in some sort of, 1, 2, 1, 2, some building process. But this is where group 1 will help a lot, the top of group 1 as a tested support. So if we get, we can see that there's 5 waves in this little leg here. So we can have a top in here, but if we get that classic trading levels pattern sitting on that level there, which will be, we've got the arrival and the reaction, we've got the arrival and the reaction there. Or in the reaction now, it's a bit spiky. We don't have that first push above the level, so we need to get that. But that doesn't mean we're bullish, because when it comes back here, it can come down, hit the level here, and fail at that point. That's why it's got to have this part of it over, the last piece of the puzzle over here for that as well. Okay. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. But just taking everything as sort of straightforward here as I can be with this, this will be, if we were going to go higher, it would play out like this. So we would see, see, I'm just not unsure. That could be 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 up there. But what we, even if that went up there higher, we'd still look for a classic trading levels pattern. We'd still get it. But otherwise, we would look for something like this, and then go long again over here for that. That's how that would play out. Because it might just, continue to bounce here and then find resistance under here and go into that triangle pattern at that point. So we don't know that yet. So we'll just go straight to the tick chart. Now, not that the tick chart, I don't think it can tell us anything new here, actually. Is 20 enough? Yeah, well, this is how we were counting it, weren't we? So I can just push that over there. We can look at it as wave A or wave 1. There's no change. Wave 2 or B. This was wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to here, or 4 to here. I'm not quite sure. There's a good case for both. If this is here, I think it's okay as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's a bit dodgy for some. And then the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here for wave 2. So, I still think there's a good case that and how does this actually play out here? I think we've still got more up here, haven't we? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Obviously, this is a corrective move. This is probably 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one. So it's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here. That's 1 and 2 and 3. And there's just more to this, I think. There's more. We're going to get that yet. We've got to see if there's anything after that point. I mean, the thing is that can just be wave 1, 2, 3 there. I know this is not very helpful for anybody. Like I say, I don't have any answers yet. We're just still shooting the breeze, I mean, obviously we've got a long trade here and a long trade here. So if you wanted to get out or take profit, this is the place to do it at this level here. You may squeeze a bit more out of it. But I think we do need to start working on some of this here for this wrong one. So I won't have any full answers today for this, but at least we can start. So your job will be to, if you're into this, then we need to look at how this is counting, and then we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that. So far got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one's got to be it there, and that's got to be 2, or no, 4. No, sorry, that's 1 and 2 into this point. Sorry, 3, 4 to that point. I don't know if that's 1 and 2 or part of that. I'm not quite sure. Let's just pull that apart. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Doesn't look very nice as a C wave though, does it? Is that a C wave? We're not really getting it. There's a C wave. That's corrective, so that could play out there. So that's a bit of a puzzle in here. This is 5 waves. So conservatively, we can look at it like this. We've still got another high there to make, but this is a bit of a question mark in here for that. So I'll just put that there. That needs to be resolved. And then I'm thinking of this as 1 and 2 here. And then that would be 3 and 4 and 5. So I still, we can't make a decision too early here for this. That's what I'm sort of thinking. Put that there, that there, that there, that there. That could still be at 1 and 2 at that point there as well. So I think we've still got time to figure this out a little bit. I'll just leave that, but those sit on top of this one here. So a little bit more work to do there. But I was actually very happy with silver, actually. I won't look at the DXY, the dollar index. You can go and look at the Australian video for that. That's always got it in. But it is heading lower, that's the thing, So with silver here, I won't go to the bigger picture, but I've been working wave 3 here with wave 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 here, and I think that's just spiked down because normally it'll just sort of hit here. So, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and then the A, the B, and the C for wave 4, and down for 5 waves down for wave 5 here. So I've always been happy with that. I know that a lot of people won't be happy with that. But it's hard to please everybody. The other thing is too, if we looked at that as wave 1 and then an A and a B and a C, the accumulation time for that wave 2 is just not in proportion to wave 1, where it should be the other way around. So maybe I'm wrong, and we'll fix it. We'll in hindsight later on in the trend we'll know it. But we have been looking up as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then I've labelled this morning in the Australian video. But the thing is that I can see we've still got further to go up here. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and the third wave's poking out nicely here, nice and strong. So we've still got further to go up. So that means gold would do the same. Is that right? You'd think so, wouldn't you? So having a bullish thing for gold would be, would kind of be the right thing to do. Anyway, we've got one position here that we looked at going long at. We want to see a classic trading levels pattern across the medium level there. So that's a little medium level. We can put that in there. It's always help. I need to start identifying things to help folks understand things a bit better. I don't know where that's gone now. Didn't even go there. Wrong thing. All right, lost the plot, so I'll leave it at that. Alrighty. Yeah, so look for a little classic trading levels pattern there. So the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC, and then going long on the B wave. Okay. Okay, alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.